I want to introduce into the conversation Gregory Ebbitt. He is the owner of the Quiet Man Cottage, and he's taking our call quite early in the morning, I suspect, because he's in Fullerton in California. Gregory, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Tell us the story, if you will, and share with us how you came to own this iconic piece of cinema.
Well, that's interesting to me, but first I'd like to say thank you to yourself and Mike Ward, who I've been working with in this last year, and he's like myself, a very avid fan of the movie and the site, and we both, and all the people behind him as well, just want to get it restored, and I've tried for many years. But I'll tell you how I got it. When I was growing up, I saw the movie, fell in love with the movie and the beautiful countryside of Ireland, and I have Irish heritage, and so I was always a fan of the Irish, culture. And I never dreamed that I would ever actually own it. But at one point, I took a trip to Ireland, and I wanted to go to each of the sites of the movie where they were actually filmed. And I ran into the owner, and I ended up eventually owning the property. It was for sale for 9 months before I was even told. But anyway...
So you didn't set out deliberately to purchase this property. You happened upon it almost by accident.
No, it was no accident that I found the property, but because I wanted to see all the sites of the movie, and I happened to run into the owner who was vacationing there from Great Britain, and eventually I befriended him, and eventually I ended up purchasing the property through him. But what I was going to say was, over the years, many people aren't aware of the fact that I've been trying since the minute I bought the property to get it restored. And I tried in many, many ways over the years and spoke with many people in Ireland itself, as well as in my country, to try to get it, accomplished. And I used my own money. I wasn't asking for any help other than to get the permits and so on. But in your country at the time, and in mine at times, we do the same thing. It's very difficult to even add on to your own home.
So were the frustrations you encountered ones of planning permission or of funding or of a mixture?
Well, no. At first, it was just my own money. I had no problem with that at the time. It was just getting the permitting through. And you know how governments generally are. I mean, but they were very supportive, as Mike had said, but nothing ever came of it. And then I tried a different means later on. But over these years, I have tried many different things, and haven't succeeded, obviously. But now I think is a big difference. I think that the government today is very interested, and it's a new government with a new idea. And I believe that along with the government and the Irish people, as well as people all over the world who contacted me, many people all over the world contacted me for years, are very interested still in getting it restored. And, of course, that's always been my goal. And I think now is probably the best time we've ever had. Now, in the past, there have been, a few people that have tried to, I would say, poison who I am and what I've been doing because they didn't understand that I've been trying very hard to get this accomplished. But I think that hurt me and hurt my feelings for sure because it wasn't true. But also, I think the media sort of believed those people.
Right, but for the sake of clearing up any misconceptions then, Gregory, what options are you open to as far as the future of the cottage is concerned?
Well, I think right at the moment, the most important thing that is occurring, I have spoken with the minister and through Mike's help, we've kind of progressed along. But I think the most important thing right now is to get a vehicle to try to collect funds in order to just use the funds to build and restore the cottage. That would be the first thing. And then from that point on, the government said that they would be very willing and able to get the process pushed through as quickly as possible. So that's where we're at today.
I suppose there would be some legitimate questions, Gregory, especially if public funds were to be used, as to who will ultimately benefit from this.
Excuse me. I didn't say public funds, meaning the government, right?
So who you're talking about private investment then?
No, I'm just talking about people who care about the movie and what it represents to Ireland. And I'm talking about people in America, in my country, and people all over the world who have contacted me. I think there's a lot of people that would be interested in helping get it restored.
Granted, but the point I was going to make is, if you are the beneficial owner, what arrangements would you be open to for the people putting in this money, whether it's publicly funded or privately funded or whatever the source? Would you retain ownership, or would you be open to leasing it, selling it, coming to some sort of arrangement on who else would benefit from this investment?
Well, I think, I'll tell you, I think what will benefit is the country of Ireland, which I've already been told by the government that it would be a big benefit to the country of Ireland. And I also think it'll be a benefit to the people who want to go see it. And if you're talking about me making money, I have never thought that was going to be anything to do with me making money, ever.
Mike, what's your vision?
There is a stone cottage, a thatch roof, within a few miles that Mike knows about, that the Irish government is planning on doing a large investment of its own, because they think that even that history is very important to them.
Well, we'll leave it on that note. Gregory Ebbitt, Mike Ward, thank you very much indeed.